Battle Blaze, released in 1993 for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System courtesy of Sammy Incorporated, is a 2D fighting game featuring 6 medieval warriors and 1 boss, locked in mortal combat, but not that kind, whose fates are controlled with the following control setup on your Super Nintendo gamepad: the Y button attacks, and the B button jumps. And that's it. All those other buttons on your gamepad you could have seen use, your L and R triggers, your A buttons, X buttons, none of that stuff is used. You only have a Y button to attack and a B button to jump. Oh yeah, that's right. They added a jump button to a 2D fighting game. Battle Blaze is not the first game to have this mechanic, nor will it be the last that I encounter, and it's often a red flag in this sort of thing, but regardless, we will carry on because it doesn't quite kill Battle Blaze, only dismember it and disembowel it, and eventually decapitate it, which results in a very slow and painful death, but we're jumping ahead here. So you have 2 modes of play in Battle Blaze. There's the Hero, in which you play as Karen, the warrior hero who must challenge 4 other warriors before facing off against the final demon devil boss thing. And then there's the Battle, where you pick any of the 6 fighters and face off against the remaining 5 in this one Coliseum Video exclusive arena, because that is a thing. In any event, the game works just like any other fighting game would. You trade blows to drain each other of health, which comprises 2 health stacks as opposed to 1, and whoever drains the other health completely wins. Pretty straightforward, best of 3 rounds, that sort of thing. So the controls work. They're very simplistic, but they do work. Response time is adequate enough. Each character has a variety of attacks, but they don't require sophisticated button combinations to execute, like half circles or anything like that. You just hold a direction, and sometimes you gotta tap in a couple directions and you press it. That's the most sophisticated button combinations that you have in here. To be honest, they're not the most exciting moves to use. Oh, some folks have projectiles, and the Wolfman dog thing, attack thing is something creative at least. But on a whole, attacks are slow, somewhat cumbersome, and nowhere near as versatile or as fun to use as special moves in this fighting game should be. You'd have a better chance going for a grab, and even that's something of a risky prospect. I'll be honest with you, I got bored with this one pretty quickly. The AI, at times, can be relentless, blocking every blow and countering with their own moves, so finding openings to strike is a tall order. But more than anything, it's a very short game. The hero mode has only 5 fights, while the battle isn't all that much longer. You can enable the options screen by holding select and pressing start on the title screen, and you can also play 2-player competitive games, though why do that in Battle Blaze on a console with 4 Street Fighters and 4 Mortal Kombat games, among other quality fighting games on the Super Nintendo. Graphics in Battle Blaze are somewhat average fare on the surface. The fighters are somewhat decent looking, large enough characters, not sporting the most amazing animation but good enough for what's there. The backdrop settings are nice looking set pieces, and the title screen's kinda neat, somewhat. Even on the audio front though, Battle Blaze fails to impress with its ho-hum sound effects and less than memorable music. It's not bad music or anything like that, it's a suitably medieval and almost epic sounding soundtrack that fits with the swords and sorcery theme of Battle Blaze, but there aren't any standout tracks that sticks with you after a while. It's just kinda sorta there, which sorta describes the game as a whole. Overall, Battle Blaze is a very simplistic and bare-bones fighting game in terms of the gameplay, the controls, and basically the overall package. Had this been a game on the NES, it would have been adequate fare at best, but on the Super Nintendo, which hosted a bevy of quality fighting games, Battle Blaze fails to really stand out in the crowd and ends up being just another mediocre fighting game lost in the shuffle. It's a shame because I really wanted to like this one, but ultimately it just wasn't meant to be.